The number of dead is rising, and the search for answers is now a murder probe in Italy's bridge disaster. This morning, prosecutors are opening a formal investigation as rescuers keep up the search for victims. This is video that's come into us this morning from Italy's fire brigade. Rescue work is entering a second day after going on all through the night. Authorities now say that searchers using infrared cameras and sniffer dogs pulled 2 more bodies from the disaster zone. That brings the confirmed number of dead now to 39, 3 of them children. These are new images into us from the scene. Drone footage showing the scope of the disaster. Tons of concrete and steel from that 80-meter-long span of the bridge that gave way. The rescuers are working under the threat that more of the bridge could come down. Hundreds of people have been moved out of the area as a precaution. Our Italy correspondent Megan Williams is on the story, back to lead our coverage again this morning. Megan, very close to the scene now, and let us begin with the investigation. There's that ongoing desperate rescue effort. What is happening as they search for answers?
Heather, the search continues, as you say, for possible survivors or at this point more dead bodies that they'll have to pull from the wreckage. Huge masses of concrete and steel. This was a major bridge that connected the south and the north of Italy along the Mediterranean coast. It was the bridge that vacationers used to head to northern Italy or France. And in fact, I was supposed to cross that bridge yesterday as well, but my vacation got postponed a bit. So it's a bridge that all Italians can relate to, and it's a bridge that's been problematic since the time it was built in the late 1960s. It was built by renowned architect Morandi, but problems ensued almost immediately after it was built, and millions have been spent on maintaining that bridge and repairing it from structural problems.
And indeed, it's been criticized, as you say, a marvel when it began, but a failure of engineering when we look at modern day standards, and emblematic of what we're seeing in Italy with the country's crumbling infrastructure. I know there's been all sorts of anger directed at that problem, that ongoing problem. So what is Italy's new government doing about this, Megan?
Well, the new government has said that it will fire the head of Autostrada, which is the concession that now, deals with the highways throughout Italy. But this is hardly something that Autostrada is solely responsible for, if indeed it's responsible at all. As you can see in the background, you can see a stretch of that highway, the A10 highway, and this terrain. I mean, Italy is a country of hills and valleys and earthquakes and all sorts of geological challenges. So the fact that many of its bridges are in disrepair is, on the one hand, not surprising, but on the other hand, shocking, because it's a country that needs proper bridges. There are thousands of them in this country, and every year 20+ bridges collapse. We don't hear about them because oftentimes there are no deaths. But it's a country that has struggled to maintain it, not due to lack of funding, but because many people are very hesitant, and local governments as well, to bring about these big work projects, to build new bridges, because of corruption and graft and wasted money, which this country has seen a lot of.
Megan, thank you very much. Megan Williams on the story just near the site in Genoa, Italy. The investigation ongoing, and we're hearing that it's going to focus on maintenance and design of that bridge. Meanwhile, there is a remarkable story emerging. We're hearing from a man who survived the collapse, plunging at least 30 meters from the height of the structure to the ground in his car.
Ricordo la strada che scendeva giù. Stavo transitando, ho sentito un rumore sordo e ho visto la strada che andava giù e io andavo giù con...
His name is Davide Capello, and he's a former pro soccer player in Italy's top league. He tells reporters he remembers seeing 4 vehicles in front of him just before the fall. He heard a shattering noise and he stayed conscious after his car hit. Here's an image of his vehicle. He was able to phone rescuers to help him and to make a call to his family. Capello calls his survival a miracle.
È stato scioccante perché ho l'immagine davanti a me della strada che va giù. Lì è Santa Barbara che mi ha protetto e tutti i vicini, così.
See the translation below there on your screen as he describes his feelings now. Like his rescuers, Capello is a firefighter now.